Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel once again. In this video I want to show you something you can do that can consistently give you at least $500 every week trading boom 3,300 index. And what I'm going to show you here is applicable to every other boom and crash pairs. So all you need to do is just to stick to this video, watch it to the end, and then try to practice what you're going to learn from this video. And I promise you, if you can practice it and follow everything as I'm going to mention and explain them here, I promise you you'll be successful. You'll be profitable. All right, so currently I'm on the 15 minutes time frame on this boom 300 index, and I already marked out a lot of stuff. I would want to clear the chart and then show you some little stuff. Let me remove all these lines here, remove all these drawings, and then I will explain. I'll put them back, then I will be explaining as I put them, so you can learn from it too, guys. All right, so first of all, we need to, each time you want to start an analysis, I strongly advise you always go to a higher time frame, like the daily time frame or even the monthly time frame, to see what the uh, that current the previous day's candlestick or the patterns the market has created, because if you're not if you do not check that, you might end up you know so if you do not check what pattern the market has created, or the previous day's candlestick or higher time frame chart pattern, you might end up entering a trade based on what you see on a lower time frame, which might be misleading at sometimes it's misleading, especially if you want to make too much profit in the market, because not as if you cannot just base your analysis on a lower time frame. You can, but if you do that, then it means your profit level has to be low. Like, you don't need to hold trades. If your analysis is just on the 15 minutes time frame, do not think of holding the trade for too long. Or your analysis is based on 5 minutes time frame, do not hold your trade. Just a few candlesticks, you're out of the market. But if your analysis is on a higher time frame, like the 4 hourly time frame, 1 hourly time frame, daily time frame, you can see that you, even if your entry is on a higher time, on a lower time frame, you can see that you're able to hold the trade for a longer period of time, and you make some more profit from it. All right, so that's what I usually advise. Like what you can see on this particular time frame now, I have this movement. The market is bullish. The market has not yet changed character from what I can see here, because it's the recent higher low. This is a recent higher low. The market is yet to, okay, maybe, except we want to call this a higher low, then we say there's a change of character here and the market is selling. But I trust this one right here more. All right, so my interest is not in this one in particular. What I'm looking at is the candlestick. Looking at this previous day's candlestick, the market closed bearish, and the current day's candlestick, the market is actually bullish, and it has gotten to this rejection area. So there's a chance the market will be selling from this point to the downside, because it has gotten to this rejection area. You can see the wicks we have here, and the market is also reversing, like retracing, now coming back from there. You can see, so there's a chance the market might come back to sell down, maybe target this particular low here of this particular daily candlestick, this bullish candlestick here, or even go below this particular point, because it's already coming down. All right, so that's one of the things you need to take note of. This is one of the things you need to take note of. Then if you also go to the 4 hourly time frame, you will see that we have this pattern here. I'm not sure I can find the actual pattern. It's straight right here, although if we can easily join a trend line like this, although we can easily put a trend line like this. And if you understand our strategy, you will notice that there's a chance the market will possibly sell to the downside. If you put the trend line this way, you can see there is actually the market is reacting to this zone now. The market is now reacting to this zone, which can possibly the market can possibly sell from, and then break through it. The market can possibly break from and continue selling. You see, it's the market has broken down out of this particular zone here. Now it has come to retest. So they see this as a retest, and the market is expected to sell to the downside, go below this zone, and continue selling down. So if the market can possibly go below this particular zone here, this zone here, if the market can go below this particular zone and close bearish with a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern, or let's say if you want to be safe, you want to be very safe, you wait for this market to break out of um, this support, and also from this trend line, that those are two supports already, supportive trend line and this normal support, horizontal support. The one can break out, then you can, if you can patiently wait for it to come and retest this zone with a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern, or if you can find a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern after the market has broken out of this zone, then it does whatever it wants to do, then you later find a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. This is a very nice how do we call it, signal to go into, into enter some sell trade, and you should sell it down to this particular level here, this particular level here. That's what you do. So let's say you are lucky enough to find that opportunity playing out. Let's say you enter the trade, let's say around this point, let's just say around this point. If you can hold the trade down to this point, you're making, then you have a good amount of money on your account, because boom 300 is very very volatile and requires a large margin of up to, I think, should be $31 or so. So even if you have a smaller amount of money, let's say one, you have like maybe $40, or you okay, don't want to risk money. Let's say you have $100 and just want to try 1.0. With 1.0, if you divide this $846 by 3, you are making very close to $300 for, if you can hold the trade as long as this. So that is how it works. It works very easily. All right, but let's go to the 1 hourly time frame. Let's go, and you can see on the 1 hourly time frame the market is even selling. There's a chance that it will give a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern here. If it closes with a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern here, then the sales will be very massive from here to this point. You can enter a sell trade. One can enter a sell trade from here. Let's say it closes at this point, then you enter a sell trade targeting this trend line. With a good lot size, you make some good money. You can see it, guys. So that's how it works. So you must wait to see the market has actually given a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern here. Then you enter. Don't just enter a trade because maybe you saw the analysis that the market would possibly be selling. You must wait for the confirmation. You must wait for the confirmation too before you enter the trade. All right. So now, if you look at this chart right here now, there is something I wanted to show you guys, because another very easy way of making money trading is by following patterns on the chart. For example, we have a channel here. You can see this on this time frame. You can see this one on the time frame. You can see the market has been buying and selling within this channel. Apart from this one that broke out and still came back, retested this zone, then sold to the downside. This is a channel. If you can always find market, if you can always find market moving in a channel, wait for it to get to the next resistance or support zone, then get a good confirmation, then you enter the trade. For example, like here now. For example, here we have market got to this trend line. See what happened. We started having it had a long wick down right here. Excuse me, let me get another arrow line. So you can see on getting to this line, you see the reaction of the market around this line. In fact, the size of the bearish candlestick started reducing. This one is big, this is smaller, and this far more smaller than the last three bearish candlesticks. Then the next candlestick was closed bullish, and even engulfed the previous day's candlestick, a previous one only candlestick. See what happened? The next one was a spike. Started buying and bought all the way up to this level. So if you can easily identify channels, guys, you can easily identify a channel, then you wait for the market, or any kind of chart pattern, wait for the market to get to the other end of the pattern, then wait for a confirmation candlestick pattern, guy. You will make money successfully The only problem you have is patience, because you may not have the patience to wait for the market to give you that confirmation. You may just feel, the market has gotten to this line, to this trend line or this supportive trend line, let me start buying immediately. What if it doesn't continue buying? Because the market can get to that place without that confirmation, you see it still breaks through that line and continue selling, or might even create a fake out. The market might even create a fake out. Then you see, you start selling because you feel there is a breakout. At the end, you see the market going back in the intended direction. You be in a loss. If you are trading boom and crash, you know what it means if you are caught by a spike, maybe a massive spike. So that is it, guys. So you can just be looking for candlestick patterns. Once market gets to a trend line, then you trade. All right, so now there's a setup I found this morning. I didn't actually enter the church, just do those analysis and dropped before I went to church, and I noticed the market played out exactly the way I did it. All right, so if you look at, I'm on the 15 minutes time frame now. I'm on the 15 minutes time frame now. All right, so let me show you that particular setup. Right here, I hope this video is not too long already. Okay, right here, I noticed this chart pattern. The moment the market sold massively to this point, and if you can see, we had a pattern here, excuse me, and you know that once we start seeing this kind of stuff on the charts, it indicates that the market is going to go in the opposite direction. Market was selling massively to the downside. It retested this zone. There's a zone around here, retested this zone, then so it came back, started giving us this kind of movement. So the only thing we did was to place a horizontal line. We placed a horizontal line, then sorry, this trend line here, to mark this level. What this trend line now does, gives us is to help us identify kind of pattern the market is forming. And as you can see, what market did was it finally broke out of this pattern. On breaking out of this pattern, it came this trend, then it came back, and you cannot enter the trade once there is just finding a breakout. And first of all, you have to consider, after the breakout, like what happened there, what is, do we have another kind of resistance immediately above it? If there's a resistance immediately above it, then it is wrong. You can't enter the trade at that time, because the market would most likely react to that resistance zone that's just above the very close to the breakout. So as you can see, market broke out, then reacted to this resistance zone, then started selling back into the trend, into this pattern, then started buying up again. So the only opportunity, because personally, I wouldn't have entered the trade. What I did was I drew a line, and what I expected was for the market to come back and react around this point. Was for the market to come back and react around this point. One moment, guys. If you saw the objects I drew before during the beginning of this video, you will see that I drew something like this, something around here. So you can see the market broke and came back to retest here, this line, and we had this bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. This is where I would have entered the trade, and this would give me some good amount of money. This will give some good money, guys. From here, you catch some spikes on boom 300. It will give you some good money if you want to check. Let's see. From this point, you can see there's a profit of about how much? By over $100, about $136 if you are using a lot size of 3.0. That is meaning you have a good money in your account. So with this few spikes, about two spikes is giving you over $100 in profit. If you can wait for this kind of setups to happen, guys, you can always be patient enough and wait for these setups to happen, then you can always be profitable, trading these particular pairs. So the best thing you can always do is try to identify these patterns. Then you don't need to catch more 100 spikes before you are profitable. You don't need to catch 10 spikes. Even just two good spikes, 5 spikes are enough. 3 spikes are enough to give you the profit you want. Just have a reasonable amount of money on your account, so that you can trade when you find a very good opportunity. Although we try to apply some level of risk management, but I believe, as a trader who has been somebody who has been practicing to trade, trying to trade, I believe there are sometimes you set up and you have very full confidence the market is going your way, and the market eventually goes your way. So if you have a good setup, you'll be experiencing such you'll be seeing such opportunities, and once you find them, use a reasonable lot size to trade so that you get a good profit and step out of the market. Because that's the only way you can make some good money instead of struggling with them zero point 0.1 lot size for boom, or sorry, zero point 0.2 lot size for boom 1,000 and all those stuff. It will slow down your process of being profitable. You, I'm not asking you to be careless, but I'm just telling you, all those big profits you see on this YouTube, they don't use those kind of lot sizes that you use. You see, the flip accounts, they risk the account. Whatever happens, happens, and the results are always so inspiring, and you will be like, I should make that. So the only way you can do that is when you have if you master your strategy, you know what works for you. Then how you see an opportunity that matches that what works for you, then you just put in a good lot size with a good account size, then trade. Don't hold the trade for too long. Get your profit, step out of the market. That's how you're going to be profitable, guys. So that is just it. Just drop patterns, wait for breakouts. Once you wait for a breakout, after a breakout, the next thing you will do is to wait for a confirmation candlestick pattern, like a bullish or bearish engulfing candlestick pattern, or whichever reversal pattern or continuation pattern you are used to. Then wait for it. Once it happens, enter a trade and target the next support or resistance or key level. Then take your profit. Most times you don't need to wait for the market to get your take profit. Just take your profit wherever. Once you see you have something reasonable, then step out of the market and continue and wait for another opportunity. That's how you will be making money regularly in the market, guys. This video is already too long. But if you can practice what I'm telling you, there is a guarantee that you'll be making money regularly every week. You'll be withdrawing every week. It's not as if you won't be experiencing some losses. You'll be experiencing some losses, but I promise you'll be profitable. Your losses will be far more smaller compared to your wins, guys. So just practice this, and I bet you'll be successful and profitable. Meanwhile, there's a link in the description of this video to my Telegram channel. Click to join, and if you need a one-on-one mentorship, contact me. I'll be available to negotiate and discuss how your training is going to look like. Then if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please click on the subscription button, join this channel, then turn on your notification bell for more, so that you can be getting updates on any video I post in this channel. Like this video, guys. Share your thoughts in the comment section to encourage me, guys. So till my next video, stay blessed and peace out.